Hey y'all, JaemiO here, and today we'll be talking about an herb that you can add to almost any food that helps boost immunity and naturally regulate blood sugar. Hey y'all, JaemiO here, and as you already know, today is SpiceBox Day. Today we'll be talking about onions. Before we get started, I just want to say my apologies for not posting yesterday. I had a really long weekend and I was just exhausted. So normally I will post on time, but please forgive me for that. So let's get started. Onions are by far one of my favorite vegetables slash herbs. So just like garlic, onions are part of the lily family. They are technically a vegetable, but because most people don't just eat them alone, they're considered an herb. I like onion because it's so versatile. When I was a little kid, I didn't really care a whole lot for onion, but I didn't mind it if it was in certain dishes and I couldn't taste it. I just didn't really like the pungent flavor that you get when you bite into like a raw onion. And it wasn't too much longer into being like a little kid. I think it was probably like 6 or 7 when I started appreciating like raw onions on like a burger. And then later, as I started really enjoying steak, I liked the caramelized onions that my mom would put to the side of the steak or on top of the steak. And so from then, I learned that there's many different types of onions. Number one, so we have red onions, white onions, yellow onions. There's also many different uses for onion. So onion can be used kind of like a condiment where you can just add it to a sandwich raw or caramelized, like I said. The difference being that your raw onion is usually more pungent and kind of spicy in a way, whereas when you caramelize your onion, you get more of the sweeter notes of it. So I think that's a good learning point right there, is that onion is considered an herb, like I said, because you don't really eat it for the same reasons as garlic. It's really strong on its own, but you can if it's not overly pungent. And some people like that. Like I actually like onion sandwiches, but if you dry it out, so when you have chopped onion or dried onion, it basically tastes just like having fresh onion added to a stew or soup or something, or spaghetti sauce would taste. But when you dry it out and make it into a powder, you get those sweet notes like you would for caramelized onion. And so that's where I like to distinguish onion. So a lot of people that don't like onion, when they see it in something, I think it's partially mental because they don't like the texture, and they just think, well, I don't like onion. But a lot of those same people tend to like onion powder in, say, a spaghetti sauce or something like that. So sometimes when I make spaghetti, I'll put a lot of fresh onion in it, but I'll also put onion powder in it. And the difference is that the fresh onion provides some texture. It provides a little bit of spiciness, but then I'll add onion powder, which kind of goes very well with the tomato flavors, bringing down that acidity, bringing out a little sweetness, bringing out the sweetness of the tomatoes. And so it's just two very different tastes and flavors going on there. So as I said in the beginning of the video, onion actually naturally improves immunity. So I know quite a few people that if they're sick, they'll have like an onion broth or an onion and garlic mixture soup or something of that nature, because onion, one, it makes you sweat some, and two, it's high in vitamin C, and it also has specialized phytochemicals that help to boost your immunity. Onion also naturally, like I said, reduces blood sugar, so having a little onion on your sandwich or adding a little onion powder will probably help to regulate that sugar just a little bit. Something that I don't think we really think about a whole lot, onion actually helps to reduce inflammation. So once again, if you're sick and you have an onion broth, you have a sore throat, maybe even a swollen throat, having that onion broth can actually help. I feel like all my videos go back to saying something about digestive issues, but chemicals in onions actually help to reduce the onset of the development of gastric ulcers. Onion is also a cancer preventative, and I think something really, really interesting about onions, and perhaps the most useful summertime benefit of onions, if you get stung by a bee, you can actually use onion juice and just apply it to the area, and it will reduce the swelling and the burning sensation from that sting. I wonder if that would work with mosquitoes. Not sure. But anywho, today's recipe is actually one of my favorite week time meals, because we're usually on the go pretty often. We'll do like something that we can prep and just kind of take with us for the rest of the week. And they're actually quiche muffins. So they're kind of more on the frittata side because they're crustless, but you can use this recipe and basically use the same base of the egg and add whatever you want to. I've done peppers, I've done onions, I've done cheese, ham, turkey. You can literally put anything in here, any kind of seasoning, and you've got a delicious meal that will keep for about a week. So you can actually either put this in a muffin pan like I did today and have a easy serving. They're about 100 to 120 calories each. Or you can put the whole thing into a casserole dish, bake it, and slice it into, once again, servings of your choice, about 100 or less calories each. So obviously onion is the star in this dish. I used both raw onion and the powdered onion so that I could have the sweetness as well as the pungency of the raw onion, but because it's cooked just a little bit, it's going to mellow it out just a touch. So I have done the same recipe where I sauteed the veggies first. Trust me, it's so versatile, so easy, and you will thank yourself when you're trying to get out the door in the morning and you need a quick snack or something for breakfast. So let's get started. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. If you try it out, please let me know what you thought of it and how it worked out for you in the comments below. And of course, if you like this video, please go ahead and share it, as the purpose of this channel is to help empower people through food. And last but not least, a special thank you to my foodies on Patreon for helping make this video possible. Thanks for watching.